Kind of a late start today. I thought I would get more natural light from that window. I'm starting a little late. All right. I'm taking these Instagram live videos so far for this picture anyway, putting it on my YouTube channel. So you can find it on YouTube too if you search Alicia DR Hankins. So I can't even say my name today. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm getting over this Christmas cough that everybody keeps talking about having. So I've done the sky here in a previous video, horizon blue, trying out this, I guess you say it as Mijello Mission Gold. Hi, Wana TV. I'm going to paint the ocean in, I hope. Hi, Kelly. I'm going to paint the ocean in here live, hopefully. Let's see what happens. I was saying I got the sky in. I tested Horizon Blue Mission Gold paint. These are Korean professional paint. So I got these at Jackson Arts. And believe it or not, they were about half the price of what I could buy somewhere else. So I was happy about that. I'm trying them out. I'm usually a M-gram watercolor painter, but you know, got to try what's there. People said that the Mijello Mission Gold is pretty bright, so that's what I wanted. I put the sand in on a video also that I've uploaded to YouTube. I use a sand recipe to get the sand on. Then off camera, I put my greens in, and that's a mix of several different brands of paint. I'm collecting blue paint now, so that's my new thing. Since I'm doing some oceans, I figured I might as well make myself feel better by saying that, right? I'm just collecting blue paint. So here's my palette, and I was saying the other time that you ever find it, no matter how many spaces you have or how many wells you have in your palette, they're all dirty. So I think if I had 1,000 wells, they'd probably all be dirty. Because you just put the washing till, you know, later. Let's just paint. So I'm going to try this Mijello blue. I've put it down a couple times. I've tested the color. I have no idea what it's going to come out looking like when I put it on my ocean. So I believe it's a kind of purpley blue. So normally I put these in a full pan. I don't know what you guys do when you're painting. Sometimes they go in half pans, full pan. But I normally squeeze them out. I don't work from the tube. But I just happen to have the blues that I bought, which were these 4 and these 3. And I just haven't put them in the trays yet. So I'm conveniently squeezing them out from my little video station here. Which I gotta give kudos to everybody doing videos, because I've done some elaborate video setups. I can't do elaborate video setups with my painting yet, because what happens is when I turn my light on, you see you get the shadow of the holder. So I don't know how to get around that yet. I'm working on it. This is marine blue. Let's see what happens with that one. And for my Hawaii ocean here, I know that I can get into a turquoise blue, which I guess I better put here. And somewhere it's going to turn into a pretty cobalt light color. So I'm going to go ahead and try this again. This is what happened last time. I got some oil that came out of it. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I think I've read where it's good, because it says that, I don't know. I don't remember why. There, I'm being truthful. Isn't that horrible? Okay, so I don't know. I don't hardly know anything. I just want to get some paint on. That's an awful lot of paint, though. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay, I think I can do the ocean with those colors. Sometimes I put a green in, but I'm testing the paint. So I'm really trying to look for a good reason to test my paint and put it on something. So I'm going to put it on the ocean. I created the whole picture anyway, just to test the paint, because I did some swatches, but I like to paint stuff. So I'm okay with just putting the new paint down on some picture. And if it doesn't work out, oh well. You know, so I have a purple streak or something through my ocean. It's no big deal. I'll get over it. I have to learn. I used to be a control freak like crazy, so I don't know if you're control freaks or not, but I sure was, and I've learned how to just laugh at it and wing it. Just whatever. So I bought this. I'm going to talk about it again. Yes. I bought the Vinci Maestro Series 35. Fantastic brush. I really wanted to dislike this brush because, you know, once you start liking an expensive brush, you're like, oh, I got to get another one, and that's going to be my brush. I don't know what to tell you. I can't help it. This is fantastic. So I've been painting about a year or whatever for watercolor. I've been painting other stuff. I started a first watercolor painting 17 years ago, but then I've done acrylic since then. Anyway, I read about how you should, buy grade this and that and use this brush because you'd be, fascinated. But I used a synthetic prior to this, which was great. My synthetic that I picked was Raphael Soft Aqua. I love them. And just because I keep talking, other people I know got them, and then, pictures, and they're so pretty. And I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. With the idea that it's all hype. It's so not. This is just like magic compared to painting with the other stuff. The other day, I told my husband it's like, with the other brushes, it's like putting a ballerina in cheap shoes, in like a $2 shoe or something. Or should they have ballerina shoes? I don't know. So this is your ballerina shoe right here. If you can buy a Da Vinci Maestro, just get any size. I guess 10. The 10 is really big. Okay, so in my other series, this would probably be a 16. This is what it looks like after it's used and been dried out. I used it a couple times. Hi, Candice. Painting the ocean with Da Vinci Maestro and some Mission Gold paint. We're trying it out. So, you see, it's kind of, when it's dry, it sort of fluffs out. Well, you could freak out about that because, it's supposed to be a good brush. Where's the tip? What happened? You put it in water just once, and the tip just comes right back sharp. I'm back to a pointy tip. That's it. And I think I'm a rough painter. I'll see what happens. In a month, will I have this all splayed out? I don't know, maybe. And I figured, if it is, it is. I'm gonna let go and see what happens. Like I said, I used to be a control freak. I'm working on not being so much with that. So I'm gonna paint how I paint. If the brush goes south, it goes south. If it keeps up, it's great. Okay, so this is not my normal paint setup. So maybe I'm going to drop water on my picture. I don't know. I'll see if I can do this for you guys. I have a very small window to paint in. So this was the darkest blue, the Mijello blue. Okay, so it's kind of purpley blue, I think. And I said before, I'm a little colorblind. So, yes, colorblind painter. I might see things through my eyes differently than what you see. So I think it's purplish blue. Okay, so I'm putting my watery paintbrush down. I'm trying to see what that's going to bring me. And I think I'm adjusting to the brush. So I think my paint is a little thicker than I want. But, let's see what happens. So horizons are normally straight. See, a little thicker than I wanted, so I need a little more water. Let's see how it goes. See what I can lay down. I'm so nervous because it's live video and I don't really command this brush yet, and I sure don't know about the paint, and it's all iffy. And you guys are watching and judging, and it's so scary. It's hard even to do a recorded video sometimes, because you always wonder, you know, like, what are people thinking? And live certainly is very nerve-wracking. So I gotta keep pushing my water dish out. Hold on. Give me some space, man. Okay. So far, I can get this very tiny straight tip. I can get the straight line on. I normally use a flat brush for this. So not only am I testing a brand new brush, but I am also changing my painting habit. So you're watching me in all my awkwardness, and I feel every moment of it, trust me. So for those people who already wield this like a magic wand, I have high respect for them, because they have advanced to tame their tools. Let's try that. And they have this little smidgerine over here going on. Okay, so far away, if you look, the ocean is pretty dark. Great. I've put indigo in there before. I've put phthalo blue, Prussian blue. Like I said, testing. I'm testing Mission Gold paint. Testing Mijello blue there. Now, this one was maroon blue. And my brush in my mouth. Marine blue. Gonna be the next one down. Because as you get closer in, the ocean changes color a little. At least here it does. On a nice day. I haven't painted a cloudy day in Hawaii yet. I suppose it could be done for some people who might like it. See, now I have some paint on my my greenery. But it's okay. So I'm holding my paper up so that my water will run towards me. Somebody has to yell at me, Alicia, you can't see because you went off the screen. Again, getting around my limited capabilities here of video. That's not bad. This is sand over here, and I don't want it too dark there. You see that stuff moving around? That's the brush. That's the beauty of this. It's pushing the pigment around a little, but it doesn't disturb what's under it. If I did this with my other brush, when I'd swish here, I would end up with like a white spot and big black big blank areas. But with this brush, I don't disturb the stuff that's already down. Okay. Now, I want to get a little lighter, so I'm marine. Actually, I'm kind of darker than I'm normally used to already, this close to shore. So I'm going to move to this one, which I believe was, I hope it was cobalt turquoise. I think that's right. Thanks for stopping in and watching, by the way. I'm so nervous because you're watching, but I'm yet so happy that someone's here, I'm not alone. Okay. That's the cobalt turquoise. Let me see. If I can just focus on painting instead of being so nervous, maybe I'll get some stuff down. So I'm going to come to the outside edge here. And I keep dipping in water. I'm so not used to how much water this brush holds. So I'm going to take color again, get it in there. I'm painting on Arches block today. When I come down to here, this is kind of heavy. And what I really want is something to look kind of light and faded, very faint over my, what I call my peekaboo sand. So water as it comes over my peekaboo sand should be not quite so heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and water it down, bring my water up. I love putting the ocean in. I don't know. I've realized that I have this thing for it. It's like being part of the tide or nature. All the water is flowing in from the ocean. And I can look at it empty for a while and then get very excited about putting the ocean in. Okay, so let's see. Here, when I look at it, I can see my light peekaboo sand. I like that part. I like this colored lightening here. This is weirding me out because, of course, the two colors are fighting with each other. Which one's going to be dominant here? So I shouldn't have that line, but I'm not going to touch it because another lesson of watercolor is when you think you have a mess, oh, if you go to fix it, or you think you're going to fix it, you end up with a bigger mess. I keep moving my water bucket further and further away. Mostly because I take it out, I wet the towel, and then I'm going to put my paper in it. So I'm holding my paper up a little bit, just so that things balance. I don't know, maybe I should put it down. You think that'll mix better? Stuff is migrating that way. So, testing the paints, and now I know what happens. Alright, so on this other part, I think I want it to come lighter. I think I'd like some lighter tones. I want that to look like shallower water. Here I've seen where here I've seen where that's the color, you know, that's what happens in our ocean. I think I lied. I think I said that this was cobalt turquoise, but it's not. I think what we just put on was turquoise blue. Yeah, because the next color is cobalt turquoise. Ha! So this one here that had some oily looking stuff coming out, and I'm wondering what's up with that. That's cobalt turquoise, all Mission Gold paint. I don't know what that stuff is. I'm sure somebody will tell me. I'll work around it. I'm sure it's the binder. Let's just see what the paint does. I have no idea. Never used this paint before. This is only my second piece even using the paint. So I have water in the brush, nice big belly of water. I barely am touching all of that. I'm normally a full pan, half pan painter, so normally my paint's in dry and pans. Ooh, look, now it's migrating everywhere. I don't know if I like that. I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. So freaking out, but that's okay. Stay with me. Let's see what happens next. So I'm gonna put the lighter color now, and I see that I have a ridge here that I hope will go away. I'm used to M-gram paints, so when I do that with M-gram paints, all that stuff disappears. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in as a light paint. I keep adding some water. Can you see down there in the corner? There. And again, I'm gonna run it out light over my peekaboo sand. And my brush here can do some amazing things because I can get down to these small lines or push a little on it, and a lot of water comes out. I'll do it again here. Just gonna add water so I have more than enough paint hanging out in the brush well, the belly, more than enough paint on the paper to do this very light, transparent peekaboo water. My water's all migrating that way, even though I'm holding the paper the other way. You never know what you're going to get, you know, when you watercolor paint. You're not in control. Science is in control. Okay, so I've smoothed that out. Yep, so live painting, you can see I have this embarrassing, horrible bloom back. Well, alright. If nobody was watching, this is what I'd do. I'd take my color, I'd take a color, which is what I'm going to do, and I'd come in, and I'd just roll that sucker down. So, I will carry on in that fashion, I guess. It's time to go into fix-it mode. So like I said, a lot of people would say, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. Don't try to fix your watercolor painting. But I'm going to just make sure that, at least in my mind, of what I'm normally used to painting, that it comes out what I want. So, something like that. It looks as if this color keeps trying to migrate up into there. So, tells you some personality traits of the turquoise right in there. It's fighting each other. Still pretty. So, it's not, a long process. But I guess you kind of have to know your paint. So when I do that with my other brand colors, they blend together very well and they all get along. So it's a little indicator of the brand new paint that I'm testing. So that is the strata basically from that Mijello blue at the top, dark area. Come on, focus. Or not focus, then don't. And then it goes into what I think is marine blue, which might be the one that's fighting the other color. And then it goes into turquoise blue. That's the one I made a mistake, right? And then it goes into cobalt turquoise, the lightest. I'm just guessing. I don't have any true tried thing for this. Done it a few times with M-gram paints, trying out the Michigan Gold, because I've never used them before, but my friends have told me that they're super bright, and I thought, well, oceans are super bright, beaches are super bright. I got my sand on. I now have the ocean is flooded in, the tide has come in. I love this part of the painting. I get tickled when I look at it. Now, what happens next is I have to let this dry. So there's nothing more I can do. I let it dry and I get far away from it. So I usually let it dry and I back up and I don't look at it for its minute little tiny details. I literally do get as far back from it as possible, so I look at it, and the more I look at it, the more these little peekaboo nuances come up. And the next stage is gouache. So I don't know if you're a gouache painter. I never was until I saw this one video and I watched this girl do it, and I was like, wow, okay, that could make my life a lot easier. So I'm now a gouache lover. So I will take gouache next and put in the white foamy stuff of the ocean. And that's what I'll be doing next, but this has to dry. And again, so I clean this brush off and I put it in the water and I get this magical sharp point again. So I've mushed that all over the place, and that's what that looks like. Beautiful brush. If you don't have one yet, put your pennies in a jar and get yourself one. You just got to get it. So I know you're watching. Message me. If you're not say it here, message me and let me know. If you're a watercolor painter, I'd love to know, what are you painting? I'd love to see what you're painting. What's your favorite subject? Let me know if there's something you'd like to see. I'm going to cut here because I can't do anything else. I'll show you what it looks like with the light on. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. You can see some of the stratas are pretty definitive. I don't know if I like it or not yet. I'll have to wait till it dries to see. Jury's still out. It's a trial. Next video might be the gouache. Put it on the gouache. I don't know If you want to see that, let me know. If not, I might put it on and show the finished piece. But that's it for that. That was the ocean flooding through, and I love this part because I feel like I'm taking out the floodgate somewhere and all the water comes in. Thanks for visiting. Bye. I'll see you next time.